Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tech Showdown. My name is Kevin. This is my co-host Teddy. I'm all groomed up for you guys because everyone was making fun of me and saying I was homeless. So it's all sorted now. I mean, you guys are the ones that told me to keep the beard in the first place, so you know. Oh well. But anyways, today we're doing a headphone review. It's going to be these Logitech G633s, the Artemis Spectrums. These are RGB and 7.1 surround. So let's jump into the specs and features then, the key features. So just like the G35, if you remember, back to the G35, it has controls, except the G35 had them on the side. This one's got them round on the back, which is quite interesting. So up top you have a switch to switch between the USB or 3.5mm jack, because this is a multi-platform headset. Below that you have the equalization. You can just switch between that. Then you have the switch for 7.1 and 2.1. You have a microphone switch, lighting switch, and then the mute microphone switch, and then a volume control switch down the bottom. The other interesting thing is these side panels come off, so that's cool. Yeah, so that was one thing. Now, drivers wise, it's coming with Logitech's own 40mm drivers, quite cool. Frequency response rate of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, and impedance of 39 ohms. It's coming with a unidirectional microphone, which is tucked away quite nicely. I really like it when they do this. I'd rather have one tucked away in the headset than, one that you have to, attach and then leave lying around or anything like that. The frequency response of the microphone is 100 Hz to 20 kHz. As I said before, it has two connection types, which means it is multi-platform. So you have the USB for when you want to be using it with a PC, but also the 3.5mm jacks for when you're wanting to be using it with something like a PS4 or an Xbox One. Now let's talk about the looks next then. So when the lighting isn't on, it's pretty basic. The best word I came up with to describe it is uninspired. So it's just all black, it's all plastic, and I just think it's a bit too boring. They could have made it a bit more flashy. However, the RGB lighting does spice it up quite well, so that is good, and that does make it look a lot better. The RGB lighting is very colourful, very bright, and I am quite impressed with it. However, I find it very weirdly positioned on the back and kind of like on the sides. So if I am to put this on right now, you can see from the front, you don't even know it's RGB. If I turn, you might be able to see the G lighting up, but the rest of the lighting's all on the back, which I find quite bizarre. I already find it quite strange with RGB lighting on headsets, because you yourself can't see it until you take them off. So yeah, I don't know. But overall, looks-wise with this, I'm not very impressed. I think it's quite boring. The RGB does spice it up a little bit, but the overall design is just a little bit too boring, and I don't really like it. It just leaves me wanting a bit more. Now, comfort-wise, so this is an important one. So it has loads of adjustment on the sides. As you can see, it's all numbered, so you can always find where you like it. Also, you can see there's a lot of flexibility in these ear cups, which is also quite good in terms of comfort. However, taking all that into consideration, the headband is way too stiff. The material that they used on the ear cups and on the headband, it just feels a bit too rough for me. I just don't like the feel of it, and it's just too stiff. So yeah, it's not very comfortable in that sense. It's got quite a lot of clamping force as well, which you'd think would be a good thing, but it's a bit too much to be comfortable. And another weird problem I have, and I haven't had this problem before, so it's sitting like normal. Look, normal position. A lot of times I'll be playing games, doing something like that, someone will be talking to me, and I just want to take off one side, correct? Okay, I'm just taking off, look, it's barely past my ear. If I raise my head up, they fall off. And it isn't just because of the shape of my head. I mean, I've never had this problem before. And I got my girlfriend to try them out, and she had the same problem. It's just a bizarre thing. And it's like it's clamping too much, and it doesn't have any, like, twist in it like that. So as soon as you try to take one off, the whole thing kind of comes off. So yeah, pretty disappointing in terms of comfort. I could feel it wearing around my ears and on the top of my head after not even very much use. So yeah, didn't really like it, wasn't a fan. Now sound quality wise, so I gave this a real good go in a whole bunch of different things, a bunch of different games, watching movies, and of course a bunch of different types of music. And to me, the sound is really, really flat. It just doesn't have much punch to it, especially with the bass as well. Now I did go in and play around with the equalization and all that, and I still just couldn't get it to where I'd really, really like it to be. It just felt, in general, just a little bit off. So yeah, I wasn't really a fan of it like that. For gaming, it did okay. The 7.1 does work well. I don't particularly like it too much, mainly because it kills quite a bit of sound quality. However, for people playing competitive games, they don't care about that. So yeah, it'll do you really well. The 7.1 does work quite nicely. For movies, it was only okay again. You can adjust it a bit, but it's still not ideal. And in general, I just thought the sound quality was okay. Yeah, it wasn't really, really bad, but it wasn't good either. It was just okay. There's not much more I can say about it. Now the mic quality. Now out of all the letdowns with this headset, the mic quality absolutely takes the cake. So as you can see, as I told you earlier, it's built in. So you can pull it down like this. Now it does come out a bit more, but even so, look, that's about as close as I can possibly get it to my mouth. So I mean, it's a decent effort, right? But the thing is, it's just way too quiet. The quality just isn't there. So I was really, really disappointed. Again, it just leaves you wanting so much more. But as always, I'll leave it up to you guys to decide. So here's just an idea of what the mic quality will sound like. So here is the sound quality of the G633. This is just me talking normally. If I try to type something here, remembering that I'm using Cherry MX Blue keys, that'll give you an idea of what it'll sound like if you're trying a game with a mechanical keyboard. And overall, I just think it's a little bit average. So yeah, that should give you guys an idea of the mic quality. Yeah, as I said before, very, very disappointing. Not a big fan of it. Didn't think it worked that well. Yeah, so it just wasn't really, really working out for this headset. Now let's move on to the build quality. So can it redeem itself here? No, it doesn't. As I said earlier, it's plastic fantastic, so yeah, there's no premium materials on it. Like, when it's coming in at the price point it is, which we will discuss very, very, very soon, I would expect at least some premium materials. Like, come on, put something on it, but it's just plastic fantastic the whole way through. I mean, even the Cloud 2s, which are significantly cheaper than these guys, have better quality to them. So yeah, so these coming in at $269 in New Zealand right now. The Cloud 2s are coming in at $150. And at least they have some premium materials on them, like leather for the air cups and other things like that. And the ability, if you don't like the leather, to switch it out. It's just much better. So yeah, quality-wise, I didn't think it was very good. I mean, it's just lack of premium materials. Feels a little bit on the flimsy side. Just not a huge fan. Which brings us now to the conclusion of this headset. And wow, what an absolute letdown. I cannot put it any other way. Probably one of the biggest letdowns of all the headphones that I've ever tested so far on Tech Showdown. So, on paper, when I was reading about this, it seemed like it was going to be pretty good. Well, on paper, it seems really, really good. However, in practice, it just doesn't achieve any of it. In every single area, it was a letdown compared to other things I've tested in the past. And especially when you bring the price into it, there's many headphones that are, say, $100 cheaper, like the Cloud 2s, for example, but other ones that do a much better job. So I really wouldn't recommend this headset. I just can't. I would say that if you're a consumer that's after headphones and you want RGB, go for the Steel Series Siberia Prisms, the V3s. They're RGB, much better headset than these guys, and a little bit cheaper as well. I believe in New Zealand they're sort of around the $230 mark, so a little bit cheaper than these guys, and a much better headset. If you don't care about RGB and you just want a really nice premium headset, gaming headset, then just go for the HyperX Cloud 2s. They're just absolutely excellent, and they beat this guy in about every single area. even in the microphone department, which was the weakest point if I remember back to the Cloud 2. So yeah, can't recommend these. Now, I thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe to Tech Showdown if you haven't already and like the video. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.